All right, so now I'm back with another Fearless Friday. I've been gone for a little bit. I've been out of the country. I've been on the road. I have to make up for some lost time. So here I am with a 2-for-1, basically on this Fearless Friday. So what I'm gonna do is I have a clip of me playing chromatic 10th positions. It's similar to third, but with the button in, but I do utilize the button, so it's sometimes with the button out. Don't be confused by that. But I will do it on diatonic second position as well, because it's a really cool idea, I think, and a lick that I don't really hear other players play, especially the way that I executed this. And I always get questions about these things I do on chromatic. So I figured I'd pick the chromatic and do it on G chromatic, which is originally what I did. You'll see it in the clip. I'm also using a low E flat diatonic in second position. Here's the clip. All right, so it's kind of towards the end of the 4-chord segment leading back into the 1 chord. So it's basically bar 6 into bar 7 of the 12-bar blues progression here. This is a blues. I was backing up Dave Gross. I actually recorded this song with him and a couple others with him on some of his records. It is in the membership section this month, but we're at the end of the month, so as you know, if you're a member, the content changes each and every month. Get in there and study it, because new stuff every month with the lessons and the webinars and all that stuff, including the performance video clips and the radio shows and all that stuff. But right now, I'll play it for you, and then you'll hear it in context again, and I'll break it down. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I slowed down the phrasing a little bit leading up to that point. I was playing a little faster and I slowed down that phrase. But here's the clip again in context, so you can see it and hear it in context, which is important when you're breaking something down to learn something. And then I'll break down exactly what I'm doing on chromatic and also transpose it to second position diatonic. Okay, G chromatic here. This is actually a Hohner. I play all Hohners, but this is a Hohner Meister class that I had G reed plates made for. But you can use any G chromatic. My favorite is the 270, and I usually put the Hohner 270 deluxe mouthpieces with the round holes on them. But the 270 is a great harp. That's my go-to 12-hole chromatic harp. This is a Meister class, like I said, but it has G reed plates on it. So the lick, again, sounds like this. And you hear those kind of weird, bluesy, jazzy notes there, because I'm not really bending so much, and I'm playing octaves on this passage, as I do on a lot of my playing for chromatic, especially in the blues context. And you can't really bend the 2 notes at once, so of course I'm utilizing the button or not utilizing the button for certain notes, which is like bending, because I am playing in 10th position, similar to third position, but with the button in for my root chord and my root notes and scale tones and everything. But when you release the button in this position, you bring down things a half step, similar to bending on the diatonic, where you bend down on the diatonic. Normally, if you're playing standard position, especially for blues on the chromatic, your root position is without the button and the button raises. But because the button is already in my root position here in 10th position, I'm releasing the button to flatten any notes I want to flatten. Okay, so the lick sounds like this. So I'm doing all octaves here, starting on the flat third, which is my 2 and 6 draw octave, to the 3/7 blow octave. So I'm starting off on the 2/6 draw octave to the 3/7 blow octave. And then do a little kind of ghost chord there, back again on the 2/6 draw octave. It's really quick. And I mean ghost chord and ghost note because it goes by so quick. It's sort of, you can kind of hear the note, but you can also kind of hear that I just hit something. Almost like it's muted, you know, or just like a quick ghost chord that flies right by. But the cool part is what's coming up next while we hit back to the 1 chord in this chord progression, and I release the button to get the flat fifths on the 7 and the 3 draw octave. See, I released the button just for that 1 note. that 3/7 draw octave, and I push the button back in to get the regular fifth, which is the natural fifth, of course, same holes, 3/7 draw. Right? And then I did 5/9 blow, then 3/7 draw octave again, 3/7 blow octave again, then 3/7 draw without the button, and then with the button. All right, this whole pattern right now I'll explain to you on chromatic, G chromatic, 10th position, just like the recording. And then I'll break it down 2nd position diatonic. So again, it's 2/6 draw, 3/7 blow. These are all with the button. 2/6 draw again quickly, then 3/7 draw without the button. 3/7 draw with the button. 5/9 blow with the button. 3/7 draw with the button. 3/7 blow with the button. 3/7 draw without, and then with the button. And that 3/7 draw that you hit after that 5/9 blow, again, is really quick, kind of like a ghost chord, but it, you know, in real time kind of sounds like this. I almost kind of hit the chord. You don't hear the notes truly clearly and with any lasting sustain. Here's the clip again, and then I'll break it down on diatonic. Okay, so on diatonic, I'm just using my low E flat to stay in the same range and the same key. But this is 2nd position diatonic. And I'm just doing this because it's kind of a cool lick, and I skipped a few Fridays because I was on the road and not available. So you're starting with your 3-draw half-step bend, going to your 4-blow, then your 3-draw half-step bend again. And then 4-draw bent. You don't want to dip down. You don't want to hit the natural 4-draw and then dip down to a bend. You got to hit it bent immediately. And you bring it up so you hear that flat 5th, the same note that I hit without the button on the chromatic. So that's the 4-draw bend on this low E flat to the 4-draw natural, to the 5-draw, to the 4-draw natural again, 4 blow, 4-draw bend, up to the 4-draw natural again. But it's a cool lick, not your standard typical blues harmonica 2nd position lick, but it is all notes in the blues scale. And this is what I mean. Be fearless, tackle these little things that may excite you, these little licks that may jump out at you. You may discover something that is actually not that difficult to do, but you may not have thought of it yourself. I had to look at this lick and figure it out myself, even though it's something I played, because I improvise everything, and I had to relearn this little lick. But that's what it's about. Programming your brain to just kind of figure out some of these things, and then the more you do this, the more you think of these things on your own. Hey, in case you didn't know, I'm Dennis Grunling, and I run the BadAss Harmonica website. Each and every month, I have a membership section with changes, with new content, with webinars, lessons, curated playlists, my radio shows, jam tracks to play along with, lots of Q&As on the website, as well as a live VIP Q&A webinar for the VIP members each and every month. A lot of historical information on the classic and legendary blues harp players, vintage gear, and so much more. Every single month this changes. It's not the same old licks and lessons. It helps you think differently, play differently, and practice differently so you can think like a real musician.